Hey guys, welcome to another vid. Hope you're all doing well during lockdown. Today I'm going to show you how to change the alternator belt on a MR2. It's an NA, so I think it's a bit different on the turbos, but I don't know, maybe I'll look at that at another point for you. As a side note, you may have noticed on my last video that I put build in the header. That's because I'm planning on doing three different types of video for you. I'm going to do build, which is mostly going to be sort of custom work or jobs that are just too long to explain. I'll do how to on pretty standard jobs, so maintenance, that sort of thing. And then I'm just going to do some sort of random stuff. So just me going out for drives, testing stuff that I've done, maybe some track days, something like that. Anyway, I don't want to keep you talking, so I'll let you get onto the video.
So guys, as usual, I've missed something in the video. This is just a quick clip to show you exactly where the alternator is. All the tensioner bolts were done from on top, and the belt and the pivot bolt were done from underneath. I did take the wheel off to get to them, which is a side note I don't mention. Right guys, so first of all, I can't remember the bolt size, so that's a great how-to, but I think it's like 14 mil. So this here that I've currently got the socket on is the pivot bolt for the alternator. You need to loosen this first so that the alternator can move up and down to allow yourself to adjust the slack on it. So guys, you'll see here there's four different bolts. Two are just holding the top of the tensioner bracket on. Those are both 12 mil. Then you've got the actual tension bolt itself. That's also a 12 mil head. And finally, there's a bolt holding the lower end of the bracket in, which is also a 12 mil. Um, I took this all off. You don't have to remove the belt. It's just easy in my opinion, because you're working in quite a tight space. Right, so I've got the old tensioner bolt off now. You can see where the bracket and the lower bracket go. You'll notice my bolt's completely bent. This is because I already tried replacing a bolt that I'd already snapped, um, and then tried to tension it up, and finally realised that basically the old belt was so stretched, or was the wrong size originally, that I was trying to over tighten it, and it was just destroying the bolt every time. And this is how I found out I need a new belt. Once the old belt's off, all you have to do is get the new belt and push it over both the pulleys. On the lower pulley, there are two pulleys stacked on each other. The bottom one is for the alternator belt side. The top one on mine is for the aircon pump, which has been removed from mine, so there's no belt on there whatsoever. You may find there's a belt on yours. So I didn't have time to order a new bolt. I was in a bit of a rush to do this, so I went to B&Q and I just bought a M8 bolt. I think it was 100 mil long, and that fitted perfectly. Next up, we need to reattach the tensioner bolt and the brackets. The easiest way to do this is to put them all back together as one unit. So the bracket goes on first, and then finally you put the lower mounting bracket back on. Make sure the little nut end is pointing towards the bottom of the bolt, because that's the correct position. Once you've done this, it's a bit of a fiddle, but the easiest way is to screw back in the lower mount first, and then bolt the upper mount into position before you try to screw in the tensioner bolt. So the next thing to do is to tighten up the alternator belt. Now the way to do this is to try and twist it, and if it won't turn any further than 90 degrees, then the belt is tight enough. If it won't turn to 90 degrees, it's probably a bit too tight, and if it turns anywhere past that, it's too loose. Now don't worry too much, because if it's too loose, you can just tighten it again. I wouldn't leave it like that for any period of time. I don't really know what would happen, but it won't cause you any problems in a very short amount of time. Um, and if you over tighten it, it could potentially put too much tension on it and it will snap eventually. But you do have a bit of time to mess around with this and get it right. So if you're a bit uncertain, just tweak around with it a little bit until you feel like you've got it to the perfect position.
Right, job done. Alternate belts back on. Engine's running sweet. The blow's gone from the exhaust, so all in all, good day's work. Now I need to see if I can fit 4 alloys into an MR2. I'm going to try to take the passenger seat out and have a nice little road trip out to Bodmin.